Okay, looks like I'm live. Hey, everybody, it's Joran with Illustrious Consulting here live on a beautiful Friday afternoon. I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about OKRs. That's objectives and key results. It's a framework that people use for goal setting in their businesses and their organizations. With Illustrious Consulting, I work with some of the smartest companies in the world, and a lot of them use OKRs. I implement OKRs with a lot of the clients, and it's been an amazing experience for me having used and trained companies on how to use OKRs for going on 8 years now. It's become one of my favorite frameworks to use, and that's saying a lot. As a consultant and a facilitator, as a coach, there's a lot of frameworks out there, a lot of tools in the toolbox, right? And OKRs has become one of my favorites. And when I tell people that, they don't quite get it. OKRs has always felt a little bit dry. Tools that are used at Google and Intel, with teams, aren't necessarily the sexiest tools in the box. And so I think primarily it's because we at Illustrious work visually, and so we are always visualizing OKRs and turning them into posters and murals and visual artifacts so that the team can rally around some kind of campfire image or story every quarter, and reinforce the goals through visual communication. Right? This is kind of how we do things. But the other thing is that we really put a lot of effort into aligning the business units or the departments around the central business-wide OKR set. Some of the companies that we've worked with who done OKRs and don't enjoy them or get burned out on them, it's because the people maybe aren't accomplishing their goals. Um, they're not feeling like they're getting the work done. A lot of that has to do with the way they're writing the key results or writing their objectives. Those stretch goals should feel motivating and get you out of the bed in the morning, but they also should be stretch goals. And if you're hitting 100% of them all the time, you're not doing it correctly, right? You're being a little too easy on yourself. But there's one most important factor when doing OKRs, and that is something that you should not. If you're not going to do this thing, you shouldn't even do OKRs at all. A lot of people I know who aren't enjoying the OKRs process or feel like OKRs might not be working for them aren't doing this thing. A lot of the people who feel like they set those goals and 90 days later they come back to check in and it feels like everybody just ran in different directions and everybody was functioning in a vacuum or a silo, and what happened, there's finger pointing, and they're assigning low grades, and they're blaming each other, and cross functionality isn't working, communication isn't working, people aren't getting the work done, and they're blaming each other, blaming leadership. All of that can be avoided if you just do this one thing. That one thing within the OKRs framework is running a weekly Foursquare meeting. Every week, you've got to stand up, you've got to check in, you've got to celebrate the wins that you had from that week before. You've got to let everybody know what projects are coming down the pipeline on those 4 weeks ahead, so that there's cross-functional visibility on stuff that's on each other's plates. If I know that I've got a goal to accomplish in 90 days, and I know that my goal depends on somebody else in the organization doing something, but they have yet to talk about that thing in their 4-week projection, I'm going to have to raise my hand and question, hey, we've got to get this goal done. It requires us working together. It's not on your project list for the next 4 weeks. So I'm a little bit concerned, and that brings my confidence in the OKR set down. And that grade is also important. The other thing to do in that Foursquare meeting is talk about your health metrics. Health metrics in the Foursquare meeting are the beating heart of the OKR system in general. I mean, you've got to be able to gauge the health of your processes and your team and your finances and all of these other things. And if those things drop into, the red zone, repeatedly, week after week, guess what? That better be showing up on your next quarter's OKRs. That better be something that everybody in the organization leans into and turns toward when you are writing that next quarter's key results. We got a red on this thing 4 weeks in a row. Something happened, something broke down, something wasn't communicated, something wasn't working. So the health metrics can be a really great indicator and informative when writing the next quarter's OKR set. So, but you don't have any of that if you're not doing a weekly Foursquare meeting. So just remember, if you're doing OKRs, what I consider to be the operating system or the foundation, the thing that's kind of the program that's running underneath the OKR set are really the CFRs. It's really the cultural framework that's most important. You can't do any of that goal setting. You can't get any of those initiatives in place. You can't move the needle on stuff if you're not moving in concert as a culture. And the CFRs stands for communication and feedback and recognition, all of those things that need to be in place before you even consider setting a goal together. You've got to have that orientation and that trust and that empathy that comes with doing the cultural work first, and then get into clarifying the goals and committing to your objectives and your business-wide OKR set. There's so much more detail to go into, and if you're interested in learning more about OKRs, I'm having a workshop on June 29th. It's going to be 2 hours, and we're going to talk all about how we at Illustrious do OKRs with some of these biggest and smartest companies in the world. And we'd love to share our trade secrets, our secret sauce with you. So if you want to be in the room for that and learn a little bit about how we do things, I encourage you to sign up for that workshop. That link is in the description of this video. And if you have watched this video all the way to the end, you obviously have heard of OKRs, or you're interested in what OKRs are. So I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me about if your organization's using them. How is it going? And if they're not, and you're curious about using them, what are your big burning questions about objectives and key results and goal setting in general within your organization, in your business, and how goal setting affects your bottom line? Talk to me in the comments and tell me how it's working for you. If you've got any pain points throughout that goal setting process, and if you're using a different system other than OKRs to set your goals, I want to hear about that too. So thanks everyone for tuning in, watching on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube today. Again, the workshop on June 29th around how to use OKRs. Go ahead and click that link in the description, and please leave me a comment in the comments below about how you're setting your goals and what's working and what's not. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.